Hi everyone, it's Becky here. So welcome to another new video on my YouTube channel. Continuing on day 4 of my New York City trip, I am going to the top of Empire State Building in the end of the day.
Alright, we're coming up to the 80th floor. You're headed to the top of the Empire State Building right here in the heart of New York City.
Hey everyone, welcome everyone. We're gonna go straight ahead to your left to go up 6 more floors.
So rather than just staring at this gorgeous view, beautiful sunset outside the window, or just taking pictures, I just want to do a quick impressionistic ink and watercolor sketch here on location. Here's my setup, my Etchr sketchbook. Now I'm beginning drawing freehand using my Sailor fude fountain pen, starting with the horizon line. And that tallest skyscraper higher than the horizon line, and some more other ones beside it. So as you can see, this is how I simplify these hundreds and thousands of buildings and skyscrapers just using loose blocks of rectangles. So seen from the 80th floors, these buildings, they are very much like little brackets, chains of little rectangles connecting together very densely. And then laying out the East River, the Statue of Liberty right there in the far distance, and more buildings on the other side of the river's bank on the right. And so I don't have a lot of time until dark, so I'm just quickly summarizing and just keeping these building forms really loose. Yeah, so just rectangles in various sizes and positions in overlapping shapes. And for the buildings closer up, I'm just going to use dots to suggest windows. It's actually pretty challenging to define the massive group of buildings right down the 80th floor and just accentuate this skyscraper a little bit. The mountains there along the horizon, some boats on the river. And the colors and the cloud forms are changing pretty much every minute. Yeah, it's going to be a challenging painting process, but I'm very determined to do it. It's going to be a great visual memory of my time here on top of the Empire State Building. Alright, so now I'm ready to take on the challenge of painting this evolving sunset sky. So I just wetted the bottom of the sky area. Pretty much I think the whole sky area was clear water, starting with the lightest colors, which are yellow and orange around the middle part of the sky, spread it out very loosely, blending on a little bit of lime green because the evening sky has hues of green, and the lower part here has diluted orange and red magenta closer to the horizon. So I'm creating a really quick gradients of several colors using horizontal brush marks, blending on a bit more vibrant orange there and a bit of more subdued blue there close to the horizon now. So painting along with the evolution of the sunset colors and stripes is a great way to train our focusing skills and to really meditate in a really busy environment with people all around. Okay, so now I'm just starting to paint the higher part of the sky with cerulean blue, and then keep diluting it downwards to blend with the whitish tone for the middle part of the sky, blending on a little bit of orange, wet onto wet. Yeah, and just keep grabbing some more yellow, orange, and intentionally letting these brush marks to fade away a little bit because the previous layer is still very wet. Because the cloud form is very light and fluffy, they don't have very definite shapes or brush marks. Now adding some retouches of super vibrant red magenta for the red stripe close to the horizon. And now adding some dark blue colored stripes of clouds. Again, these clouds, they look so thin and tightly packed up because they are very far away here, lower in the sky, closer to the horizon. Because of the aerial perspective, they look very thin. And these clouds higher up on the paper is actually pretty close to us, the viewers, and they look a little thicker. And these clouds higher up on the sky dome, they look very smoky, kind of blue. So yeah, it's a little tricky to paint. adding some retouches of glowing orange wrapping around the skirts of these clouds in the middle to the higher part of the sky, and adding some more blooming red oranges. So basically I'm playing with darker values of blues over lighter values that I just painted before, mostly wet into wet or wet into moist, with brush strokes fading out a little bit. So painting clouds are always pretty challenging, but every experience is different. It's a great learning experience. And now I'm trying to add some thinner and more delicate brush strokes of clouds for these four shortened ones closer to the horizon. This is a mix of cobalt blue with a little bit of royal purple. And this time I do have some people peeking behind my shoulders. So the sky, as well as the details below the horizon, is very, very different from the sunset sketches that I've done of the views outside my living room and reading room windows. Even the sky, it looks kind of different and more complicated somehow. And adding some stronger saturated yellow oranges around the brim area of this cloud. Okay, I think that's it for the sky. So now I'm adding a really diluted yellow-orange first layer for the river. So this is kind of the reflective color of the sunset sky onto the river. Now I'm doing wet onto wet, some blue turquoise using these horizontal brush marks, leaving some parts of the yellow-orange below untouched for the shine of the water surface. And just keep adding the residues here on my brush for the gaps in between those buildings. For the mountains in the far distance, it's a mix of cerulean blue and ultramarine blue. Yeah, just get it done really loosely. And the area below, I'm going to start off with a super diluted blue value, and wet onto wet, a heavier blue turquoise value. The mountains closer up is of a green turquoise color. The mountains in the far distance, they look more blue. Another quick brush stroke under the mountains and do a little bit of final polish for the surface of water to get a bit of rippling effect. It's very hard to see ripples actually from this far distance on the 80th floor. Now I'm punching on some bright yellows on some of these buildings, catching the luminosity from the evening sunlight. And the buildings of New York City in general is a mix of brick buildings from the past, as well as the more modern glassy buildings, the blue and turquoise colors. So here I am playing with burnt sienna, and also burnt sienna with a little blue mixed in, some golden yellows in between. The lights of these buildings are turning on, and nightfall is coming in. Giving a bit of contrast using some leftover bluish grays, which is a mix of ultramarine blue, a little bit royal purple, and a bit of green for the shaded areas in between the buildings. Yeah, and those buildings in the far distance, they are very much like silhouettes. And the last step of this painting process is to add even higher contrast for the left side of these buildings, using a mix of ultramarine blue or cobalt blue with a little bit royal purple to accentuate their shaded areas. And punching on some denser values of burnt sienna and sepia colors as well. So there's a nice balance of lighter values or more watery paint and heavier values, which are more pigmented with less water. Yeah, some more yellow browns. And that's very much it for this quick 30-minute drawing and watercolors here on top of the Empire State Building. It's such a great memory to create this, even though it's not as perfect as the photo. It's a wonderful memory of my time spent here and my visit of New York City. And after spending about 30 minutes sketching this view, it's very much all dark outside now. And a lot of people are here looking at the sunset sky on the observatory deck. So thank you so much for watching this shorter video, everyone. If you like it, please click like and leave me a comment below. And stay tuned for my next video of where I'll be visiting the Met Museum and then sketching the lake at Central Park nearby. See you soon, everyone. Have a great weekend.